In this video, we're going to show you how to replace the rear brakes on your Ford Focus. Let's get started. Using a 19mm socket, remove the 4 lug nuts. Remove the wheel. Using a flat blade screwdriver, remove the cap out of the drum. Using a 29mm socket, remove the spindle nut. I have my puller set up on the car to pull the drum off. I'm using the claw from a slide hammer kit. I'm using the spindle from a 3-puller jaw. Bolt it to the drum. Hold the drum using a pry bar. Start to pull off the drum. With a 3-jaw puller set up, I'm going to remove the inner race for the bearing. Using a right angle pick, we're going to remove this bottom spring. Remove the spring. Push down on the clips. Compress them. Pull the clip off of the pin. Do the same thing on the other side. Remove the brake assembly. Make sure the cable moves freely. Pull back on the spring and push it through the slot. We're going to finish taking apart our drum brakes. Pull everything apart and pull the springs out. Pull down on the spring as you guide the top out. You can put our shoes and old hardware away. If you're reusing your hardware, keep it handy. We're going to be using a new kit. We're going to take our adjuster mechanism apart, pull the spring off, pull it out. We're going to go through and clean up the areas where this is supposed to slide and maneuver. And we'll put a slight coat of lube on it. Using a wire brush, we're going to clean up the area. Do the same thing on the other side. On the other side, I'm going to clean where the other pad is going to sit. Using some brake lube, we're going to hit all the spots that this wheel is going to sit on. And just a little bit on the threads over here. Move it around and get to the back side. I like to work it in and around. You see, after working it around, we have a nice grease pass on the bottom. Flip it back over. Pull this to the threads. And install the spring. Adjust the adjuster so that it's in the leastmost position. It's going to be right here. And then install that onto your shoe. Install the shoe onto the other side. Install the spring into the shoe. Install it into the other side. Install the shoe into the adjuster. Install the spring into the adjuster plate and then into the shoe. Remove the old pins out of the backing plate. Using a flat blade screwdriver, we're going to get under the boot for the wheel cylinder. You want to pop this boot off and see if there's any fluid inside of here. If there's a puddle of brake fluid, it means you're going to need a new wheel cylinder. If it's nice and dry, then you'll have no problems and it's not leaking. Ours, no fluid fell out. I don't see any puddles or leaks. So ours is good to go. Using a large pair of pliers, we're going to compress the wheel cylinder. Go around using a wire brush and clean up all of the contact points for the brake shoe. I'm also just going to give a little brush right here where our pad is going to sit. With all of your contact points clean, go through and put a slight skim coat of grease. I'm just going to put a little dab right here. Using a light abrasive, we're going to clean the spindle. Just get any surface rust off. We don't want to take any material off, just any corrosion or rust. Using some parts cleaner and a clean rag, we're going to wipe down the spindle. Install the pins through the backing plate. Install the e-brake cable into the lever. Install the shoes. If you have any springs pop out, go ahead and reinstall them now. Make sure the pin is going through the shoe. Grab the tab with a pair of pliers. Install the pin. Make sure it's locked on. Do the same thing on the other side. Make sure that your adjuster is catching some teeth, and make sure that it is going to press against the shoe. If you need to adjust it, hold your hand right here, and then when you go under, you'll find a little pocket that you can get a flat blade screwdriver into. You can then twist and move your adjuster. Install the bottom spring. And use a right angle pick. Pull the spring over and into place. Be sure that it locks onto both shoes. Install the shim into the drum. Now this is ready to go back onto the car. Install the drum. Get the spindle nut started by hand. Snug down the axle nut. Torque the axle nut using a 30mm socket to 174 foot-pounds. Install the cap, tap it into place, install the wheel, get the lug nuts started. Snug down the lug nuts. Torque the wheels to 94 foot-pounds in a cross pattern.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.